So this is going to be a destiny compatibility reading, and then what is going to happen is I'm going to put both people in the reading. I'm not going to tell you which one is who, and then you will have to figure out which one you think you're most compatible with. Okay, so you are a 7 of diamond. One of the people is a king of club, and then the other person is a 5 of diamond. Okay, so we're gonna get started. First, I'm gonna tell you who you are as a person first. So who you are as a card is the card of spiritual values. That is a 7 of diamonds, and that's a person that has it's a unique card. And as a part of, it's a semi-fixed card. As a part of a special family of 7 uniquely different cards, these people fall into a different category and have a special mark on their lives. You are very stubborn, but you are also extremely creative, and some are destined to become millionaires in this life by accessing the high side of this spiritual money card. By suit, you are always connected with money. As a spiritual number, you must maintain a non-attached attitude about money, or you will experience continual problems in this area. You are either worrying about it or at it about it all the time, or not worrying and having as much as you like. Regardless, many of your life's lessons will come through this avenue. The other avenue is your close relationships. Family, lovers, and friends are very important to you. You have close ties, for better or worse, with your family and share in their trials. You have a high spiritual love nature that often entails making personal sacrifices for your family and other close relationships. There is a little that you wouldn't do on the behalf of your parents or family. This is one of the most spiritual cards in the deck, and such your success comes from approaching life in ways other than traditional or materialistic. The most successful among 7 of diamonds are the ones who live in the faith that all their needs will always be provided. You are always restless, making frequent changes in your occupation or location. Your love life usually entails sacrifice and disappointment until you learn to let others go and be as they are. In your spiritual studies, you find inner satisfaction and validation for your own intuition. Once on the spiritual path, everything in your life is put into proper perspective, and you can excel in any chosen field. So are you ready? So concerning your relationships, for such a special spiritual card as the 7 of diamond, issues in relationships revolve around letting go of personal attachments and developing a more spiritual approach to love. You are by nature very loving and are willing to make sacrifices on behalf of those you love. You are bound to have one or more karmic love involvements that challenge you to raise your level of love to more spiritual and responsible heights. Praise God. Like other cards, you have high ideals associated with love and partnership, but these people are more or less destined to have these ideals tested every step along the way. Your stubbornness and independence attracts powerful relationships into your life, ones that teach ones that teach you important lessons. Now, the most 7 of diamond females are attracted to and often marry men of the heart suit. You also hold some fantasies about diamond men. All right. So, yeah. So let's see what we can learn about the other 2 cards. Right. So one of the men is a king of club. And that's the master of knowledge. Sitting atop of the suit of knowledge and communication, the king of club holds everything needed to be an authority in the area of whichever they choose. These people have a direct line to knowledge accumulated from many past lives. Rarely do they live their life by any doctrine or philosophy other than their own. The well that feeds their minds is inexhaustible and comes from a high source. These are the people who live by their own truth. They can be found in all types of professions, usually in positions of responsibility. They are always respected in whatever capacity they are engaged. Among their numbers are some of the most successful artists, statesmen, and musicians in the world. One of their guest assets is the ability to make the distinctions and a witty and personal nature that usually makes them popular and well liked. They seem to do their best work with a partner and most King of Clubs are destined to be in partnerships. For many King of Clubs, challenges in life will revolve around abuses in drugs, alcohol, or some other form of escapism. These people are often very emotionally sensitive and have strong ties to childhood that had its share of challenges. In the quest to understand and resolve those inner conflicts, the King of Club can go through all sorts of chapters in life, some of which seem the opposite of their highest potential. But their makeup is such that they usually wake up in their 30s and move into the recognition of the power and responsibility that is their birthright. This is the most psychic card in the deck, so much so that their intuitive approach to life is a second nature. Their greatest challenges lie in the concept of marriage and the occasional habit of getting into a comfortable rut and not pushing themselves to their highest potential. They have a lot to give to the world, which can lead to regret later in life if it is not fully expressed. The King of Club has basically good marriage karma, and they love the feeling of being in a close relationship. However, there are aspects of marriage that are very challenging for them. One of the major challenges is the part that tells them they will lose their personal freedom in a marriage. Freedom is an important word for the King of Club, something to be treasured above all else, including a happy relationship in some cases. You might say that the King of Club has a problem around freedom, though it doesn't prevent all from getting married or settling down. The female King of Club often has some major challenges associated with either marriage, sex, or children. The King of Heart, I'm sorry, the Queen of Heart, Pluto card can manifest in many different ways, but we always find some challenge connected to it in his lives of the female King of Clubs. They will benefit from learning more about this card, which represents lifelong transformation issues for them. The male King of Club usually attracts women who personify some of the negative traits of the Queen of Heart, the escapist or lazy and self-indulgent types. With both male and female King of Clubs, there is a need to make fine distinctions between their inner truth and the dreams of romantic or material happiness. These strong-willed and powerful people make fine distinctions with their minds. Anyone who is involved with them has to be able to handle this power and intensity without getting defensive, which is challenging in many cases. For this reason, the women are more masculine oriented. We don't gotta read that because he's not a woman. Both male and female King of Clubs get along best with diamonds and have challenges with hearts. Well, that's good because you're a diamond, so that would be good for that person. So the next card is the Five of Diamonds. One of the men is a Five of Diamonds, the Seeker of Worth. This card has its share of challenges and its share of gifts. Like all Fives of Diamonds, they dislike routine and arbor anything that pretends to limit their freedom or put them in a box. They can be perpetual wanderers, never settling down for anything long enough to make it pay off. But others find value in a relationship or job and stay with it, creating some security in an otherwise insecure life. The main areas of restlessness include work and relationships. All Five of Diamonds have an inner sense of dissatisfaction, but they also want to accomplish something of value and gain stability in their lives. These two ideals often conflict and is a truck for them to find a career that gives them both. For many, sales is the work of choice. They can relate to people on all levels, and this gives them great success in this area. There are likely to be financial losses in their life in situations where their kind-hearted nature costs them a great deal. Being closely associated with the Nine of Diamonds card makes them very giving people and tells us that there are outstanding debts to be paid in this life from past life. Whoa. These people are givers who love to share their resources with their family and close friends, though at times they seem to be taken advantage of by others and may resent it. For them, giving is both a gift and a lesson. They are inherently spiritual, being situated in the Neptune column, and know what is true value. Their knowledge exceeds to psychic realms. Many Five of Diamonds have great ability in this area. The challenge comes in practicing what they know. They come into this life with a certain amount of hard work to discharge. They come into this life with a certain amount of karma, which often takes considerable hard work to discharge. If they are lazy, there will be many problems. They must practice what they know and do what it takes to get the job done without shrinking responsibility. Such a strong Neptune influence creates a desire to help others as part of their life's work. If they align themselves with a higher purpose or ideal, they can become the creators of their destiny and have much more success and fulfillment. The first 45 years of life are the most challenging. Their life improves considerably as they get older. They often come to a crossroads at midlife when they must face their fears once and for all. This is the time that many of them get interested in self-help subjects or spirituality. A transformation occurs and their life begins anew in many respects. Many become an authority in some area, either as an author or a teacher, and are looked up to for leadership and guidance. The Five of Diamonds are restless and changeable romantically. They are often averse to commitment. For those reasons, many of them have difficulty making a relationship work for an extended period of time. They are very romantic and many have a lot of charm and sexual prowess, as symbolized by their Jack of Clubs in Venus, which has another Jack, the Jack of Diamond, as its karma card. For this reason, they are considered to be some of the best lovers. They are attracted to those of wit and creativity, and they themselves can be quite charming, but also calculating and crafty when it comes to love. In many cases, love is a mental game to them, and many of them lose sight of their feelings as they get wrapped up in their analysis of all the aspects of love. They can be very sneaky and dishonest in the area of in this area if they so choose. At the same time, contact with books and other educational material about love and relationships always has a tremendous impact on them and brings them up to a higher level and more happiness. The whole concept of marriage and the yearning of intimacy that love requires is a major challenge for them, one that they are sure to deal with often during the course of their life. Being a five, they often will not want to return to the confinement of the box that marriage can represent. They want to explore and undertake new adventures. The Five of Diamond males have strong connections with spade females. Okay. So the King of Clubs, the first connection you have with him is from Neptune, okay? And you are Neptune to him. And so I'll tell you what that means. This is in the life spread. So that means that in your everyday life, your partner is probably the man of your dreams in one or more important ways. You have many fantasies about him and see him through rose-colored glasses. He can do no wrong in your eyes, but you are seeing him for who you are not seeing him for who he is, but who you would like for him to be. This can be romantic or it can be a nightmare. It all depends on you. Oftentimes, people with this connection have a strong psychic link. In other cases, there is a strong element of spirituality between you. In all cases, you should be advised that it will be very easy for him to deceive and take advantage of you because your fantasy about him is so strong. He could hold a certain spell over you that could be dangerous. This connection is one of the most romantic and can inspire magical feelings in you and your partner. Taken to its highest form, this connection could inspire you and your partner to perform some great deed for the world. The Neptune connection is an essence in a higher octave of Venus. Astrologically, the planet Venus is exalted in Pisces, the sign ruled by Neptune. Therefore, Neptune has the potential to bring out the highest form of love, the love that entails sacrifice and selflessly giving to another. However, in this the dawning of the Aquarian age, most of Neptune's influence in our lives tends to go to the downside, and we usually experience the more negative effects in the Neptunian relationships. This means misplaced fantasy dreams and intentions. Many people who have strong Neptune influences in our life, in their love life, end up in a painful, codependent, and addictive relationship. Some can even be abusive. Neptune can be very deceptive and addicting, and as in most of the connections listed here. How it manifests in your life will depend more upon you than the connection itself. To get the most benefit from this connection, set high ideals for your relationship in terms of what the two of you may contribute to the world. This will activate the highest vibrations of Neptune, the planet of universal and cosmic love. The affirmation for this connection is, my partner is the person of my dreams. We share a strong psychic link, and through them, I experience my unlimitedness. So the next connection that you have is Jupiter, and Jupiter is a very awesome connection to have. You guys are Jupiter to each other in your life spread. So that's right now. You both you and your partner enjoy sharing and giving to each other, and this one aspect of your relationship is a major blessing to the both of you, because giving and receiving is such a vital part of a successful relationship. This connection greatly increases your chances of long-term success. Another important aspect of this connection is that it will encourage financial prosperity in your relationship. Since financial considerations are among the most prominent issues for couples, and since financial problems are at the top of the list of reasons for relationship breakups, this connection greatly increases your prospects for continued success. Jupiter has always been considered to be one of the most beneficial connections two people can have. It promotes ease and abundance. Jupiter always bestows blessings on anything he touches. Because this is a mutual connection, it is practically double for you and your partner. This occurred because you are Jupiter to each other in a diagonal direction in the life spread. This sort of connection can actually make the difference between the success and failure of your relationship. All you need to do to access all of this abundance is to begin appreciating your partner and all of the things that he does for you. The affirmation for this connection is, my partner and I enjoy helping and giving to each other. We are a double blessing on many levels. Okay, so now you have some Pluto going on and out there, and he is Pluto to you. He is Pluto to you in the spiritual spread. That's really awesome. Your partner challenges you to be more than you are and to grow in new areas. There can be battles of the will, or it can be challenging in many ways. You have chosen him to help you transform yourself and to grow and develop yourself in new ways as you let go of the past. On a personality level, this can often be difficult, as your partner seems to be constantly confronting you with areas where you are not strong yet. In other cases, it could seem as though he is constantly trying to control you. This connection implies that the two of you have probably been together in a previous life and are here to complete some leftover business from that time. Some of this business can seem very challenging to you, especially if you attempt to change him and make him conform to how you think he should be. However, taken with the right attitude, this relationship can be a springboard to a new life where you are more powerful and free from limiting beliefs and attitudes. In that light, this person could be the most important one in your life. The affirmation for this connection is, my partner's presence reminds me of those things that I most desire, and want to change about myself. Okay, so you got some Venus energy going on, and that's really loving. And you are Venus to him in the spiritual spread. The two of you have been together before, and there is much love flowing between you from that lifetime and perhaps others. You may have felt some of that love at first sight energy when you first met. You can be friends or lovers. You also could get more serious and deeply involved. Just exactly what you do with this foundation of love that exists between you is up to you. But one thing that is for sure is that you have a great start for a meaningful and lasting relationship. A much better start than you will have with just about anyone else that you may encounter. One of the outstanding qualities of this wonderful connection is that it is an earned connection. This means that the feelings you have for each other were created by a prior lifetime of being together. This connection is often responsible for love at first sight and other such phenomena. Usually there is an instant recognition or acceptance of each other. This connection adds a tremendous boost to a relationship's compatibility and is common and among successful marriages. The affirmation for this connection is my partner and I share a deep love connection that is hard to explain. Our love is timeless and eternal. All right, one more connection. So you have some more Pluto going on in your life, and basically there's something very challenging. Well, first, he's Pluto to you in the life spread. So there's something challenging about your partner. He or she causes you to make changes in your life and helps you to expand beyond your present capabilities of self-imposed limitations. It is likely that the two of you have battles of wills at times. It's the same thing. While not easy relationship, most standards, its value to you could be enormous. This connection is usually associated with strong sexual attraction. So that's because the Pluto connection is related to Mars, but it's Mars taken to a higher octave. Instead of the lust and anger of Mars, we get the control and power complexes of Pluto. As in the Mars connection, Pluto has a high level of attraction and intensity. Ultimately, how this relationship is for you would depend on your relationship with yourself. The Pluto person reminds us of some qualities in ourselves that we have contracted to change in this lifetime. If you are aware of your own faults and are able to accept them, this relationship will not seem too intense and challenging. On a spiritual and personal development level, this can be one of the most important and valuable relationships of your life. This connection has a -5 in compatibility because few people can live with the kind of intensity for long periods of time. Of course, other more harmonious connections can help to offset this intensity and help the two coexist in agreement. The affirmation for this connection is my partner's presence reminds me of those feelings that I most desire and want to change about myself. Okay, so you and the second person, which is the 5 of diamonds, are Venus to each other. And basically, you are Venus to him first in the spiritual spread. So the two of you have been together before, and there is much love flowing between you from that lifetime and perhaps others. You may have felt some of that love at first sight energy when you first met. You can be friends or lovers. You also could get more serious and deeply involved. Just exactly what you do with this foundation of love that exists between you is up to you. But one thing that is for sure is that you have a great start for a meaningful and lasting relationship, a much better start than you will have with just about anyone else that you may encounter. So you did have that with the other person. One of the outstanding qualities of this wonderful connection is that it is earned connection. This means that the feelings you have for each other were created by a prior lifetime of being together. This connection is often responsible for love at first sight and other such phenomena. Usually there is an instant recognition or acceptance of each other. This connection adds a tremendous boost to a relationship's compatibility and is common among successful marriages. The affirmation for this connection is my partner and I share a deep love connection that is hard to explain. Our love is timeless and eternal. He is also Venus to you in your spiritual spread and in your life spread. That's like right now. So, basically, let's see where I'm going to start. There's a strong love bond between you that is difficult to explain because it is a love that was created in a past life. For this reason, you probably experienced what is called love at first sight when you first met. This sense of familiarity that you feel for each other is also the result of a subconscious link, a link that was created by being together before and having worked on your relationship a great deal at that time. The two of you have a lot of appreciation for each other and thus are very compatible. You enjoy each other's company and find that you like many of the same things in life. You basically find pleasure in some similar things and in being together. This is a very good connection for marriage or any kind of relationship, even without doing anything. There is a strong love bond between you that could be the foundation for a successful relationship of any type in this lifetime. Given this good, solid foundation, you need only decide what to build on it. The affirmation for this connection is my partner and I share a deep love connection that's hard to explain, but very evident. Our love seems to be eternal. Now, the planet Venus is associated with the pleasure principle. Having more pleasure in a relationship adds a lot to the ability to be together for extended periods of time and thus is in itself great for marriage. However, Venus alone may not be enough to warrant a long-term relationship. Oftentimes, those who share a Venus relationship merely become best of friends. However, when two people who are married share this connection, this is a very good sign for the success of that marriage, unless other connections subtract from the compatibility of their being together. You feel a lot of love and appreciation for your partner because you basically enjoy and like him for the way he is. There is something about this person that makes them very enjoyable for you to be with. This is a great connection for marriage. The two of you like and enjoy many of the same things and feel that you have a lot in common. This can make it very easy to be together and increase the feeling of rightness of being together. This connection is good for any kind of relationship. You two are very compatible and share pleasurable times together. So you all have a Saturn connection, which is a father. That's a harder connection, but he is Saturn to you in the life spread, and your partner acts as a teacher to you in some ways, and you may or may not like it. He is probably a source of limitation, burden, or other problems for you, being critical of you in some areas and telling you what you should be doing to improve yourself. This can make you mad or feel limited by his presence in your life. Saturn relationships are usually difficult in one or more ways. However, for you, this could be a real opportunity to grow as an individual. If you can take his criticism impersonally and use it constructively, you can make huge strides in your personal and professional development. It all depends upon you and what you choose to do with it. The affirmation for this connection is, I choose my partner to help me grow and become more mature and responsible. I accept him as a teacher and a guide. So you guys have some Mars energy and is big, right? So you are Mars to him in his spiritual spread. So your partner either has a strong sexual attraction for you or is highly irritated by you. You stimulate him in a strong way, which can help him start things and engage in physical activities. This connection is great for sex, for exercise, or for working together. But if the two of you just sit around the house, you will likely get into disagreements and arguments. Keep moving and find positive expressions for the powerful energy that you stir up in each other, and you will be making the most of this important connection. This is a good connection for being in business as a partnership. This connection is a carryover from a past life relationship in which the two of you were either lovers, brothers, competitors, or enemies. Okay, this is a past life connection. All right. Most Mars relationships neither add to nor subtracts from the compatibility of a relationship, since the way it affects the relationship is strongly dependent on how the energies of the relationship are used. If you use it constructively, the relationship is so strongly dependent on how the energies of the relationships are used. So if you use it constructively, that must need it to be repeated. This connection could actually add to the compatibility. On the other hand, if used negatively and allowed to channel into anger and aggression, this connection could be the biggest problem that exists between two partners. So the affirmation for this connection is, I excite and sometimes aggravate my partner. We enjoy doing things together and use our innate intense energy constructively. So now this is up to you to listen. Think about which one you think is who, like, is number two this person, or, and then you need to think about which one you feel you want in your life.